Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's live class session. So yesterday we have started the topic of spherical mirrors. So today we are going to continue the same topic. Yesterday we have learned about what is a spherical mirror, what are the types of spherical mirror, how to construct a spherical mirror, and what are the terms involved with the spherical mirrors like center of curvature, pole, focus, principal axis, aperture, like that, all terms related to the spherical mirrors we have learned. So today, in continuation, we are going to learn about images. So representation of images formed by the spherical mirrors using the ray diagrams. Means, suppose one object is there, we have one spherical mirror, either convex or concave. If I move the object towards the mirror or away from the mirror, what happens to the image? Because for object nothing will happen. What happens to the image? Because of the movement of the object or movement of the mirror. Either we can move the object front and back, or we can move the mirror front and back. What happens to the image? What happens to the location of the image? Regarding that, we are going to learn. For that, we are making use of new concept, which is called ray diagrams. So, what is the purpose of ray diagram? They will help us in identifying the location of the image. Now, principal axis is there. What is principal axis? The line joining the pole and center of curvature and extended towards left side, extended towards right side. This is a principal axis. So this is a ray. A ray means which will show the direction of that principal axis. It's a ray. Like that, we have to take the help of some more rays for identifying the image. Regarding that, we are going to learn today. So, because it's a very important topic, children, up to your plus 1, plus 2, for your IP or for IIT exams regarding ray optics, means the studying of optics with the help of this rays and everything, that ray optics is very, very important. So that's why please keep concentration on this topic, children. So here we draw a ray diagram. Why we draw a ray diagram? To locate the image. Of the object form. How to draw this ray diagram, or where the image will be formed? The image will be formed at the intersection point. Of at least two reflected rays. The image, we can identify the location of the image with the help of intersection point formed by the at least two reflector rays. So that two rays which are used or which we have to draw, that we have to learn. So for finding the image location, what we need? We need at least two reflector rays. The two reflector rays will meet at a point. That point will give the description of the image formed. So here, if you observe this picture, if you observe the either concave mirror picture or convex mirror picture, here this is the principal axis. The ray passing through center and pole. This is the principal axis. Here also the ray passing through the pole and center of curvature. Pole and center of curvature through focus. Through focus, extended right side, extended left side. This is principal axis. This is principal axis. So along with the principal axis, here we are drawing a ray. We are drawing a ray parallel to the principal axis. We are drawing a ray parallel to the principal axis, which should pass through focus after reflection. After reflection, in the case of concave mirror, or appear to diverge in case of convex mirror. So what we have to do? Already we have a principal axis here. We have pole, focus, center of curvature. 3 points are there. In addition to that, what we have done? We have drawn a parallel ray. Parallel ray. How? Parallel to principal axis. Parallel to principal axis. What happens to the parallel ray? It has passed through the focus after reflection. It has passed through the focus after reflection. Okay. According to laws of reflection, the point where the ray is hitting the mirror, it is called point of incidence. At the point of incidence, if we draw a normal, that passes through center of curvature C, this perpendicular line is called normal. With the normal, the incident ray will make some angle of incidence, which is equal to angle of reflection. Why? According to laws of reflection. So, when we draw a parallel ray to the principal axis, we have observed reflection process. According to laws of reflection, angle of incidence equal to angle of reflection. So here, the reflected ray passing through the focus, the normal passing through the center of curvature. This we have observed. So for finding the location of the image, we need this kind of parallel rays. We need this kind of parallel rays to be drawn parallel to the principal axis. In the case of convex mirror, because this curved outwards part acts like reflecting surface, if you pass a light ray, if you pass a ray parallel to the principal axis, what happens to that? This is the normal, this is the point of incidence. At the point of incidence, this is the normal, this is the angle of incidence I. With same angle, it will be reflected back. With same angle, it will be reflected back. Okay, children, I equal to R. Why means? Because of laws of reflection. Because all these things are already proved. All our scientists, they have done great help to us. They have done hard work. They proved so many things in the nature. Just we are following them. Okay. So angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. But here, where are the focus or where is the center of curvature? Inside the mirror. They are inside the mirror. But we have rays outside the mirror. This part. But all these points are here inside the mirror. So what we have to do for this reflector ray or for this normal, we have to assume that they are extended back. This normal ray, in the same way, if it is extended back, it passes through the point C. Is it really passing through the point? No. It appears that it is passing through the point C. This reflector ray also, if we extend it back, what happens? It appears that it is passing through the focus. It appears that it is passing through the focus. Okay. So for finding the location of the image, we need the help of this kind of parallel rays drawn to the principal axis. Okay. Let me explain. Once again, children, Let me explain once again. Here, what is our topic? What is our topic here? For finding the image, what we need? At least two rays we need. Out of two rays, what is first ray? The ray which is drawn parallel to the principal axis. With that ray, what we can learn, what we have observed, any ray parallel to the principal axis after reflection passes through the focus, or appears that passing through the focus, because here really it is passing, but here really it is not passing. If we make it extend it back, then it appears that it is passing through the focus. It is passing through the focus. So one parallel ray we have drawn. This is the point of incidence. One normal we have drawn. Normal means what? Perpendicular line. Perpendicular to what? Perpendicular to the surface. Perpendicular to the reflecting surface. It passes through the center. Here angle of incidence, angle of reflection, both are equal. The reflected ray passes through the focus. Reflected ray passes through the focus. Here also, in case of convex mirror also, here reflecting surface is curved outwards. This is the parallel ray. This is the ray parallel to the principal axis. This is the point of incidence. Normal we have drawn. With the normal, angle of incidence I. After reflection, angle of reflection R. According to laws of reflection, both are equal. But this is happening to one part of the reflecting surface. This center of curvature and focus, they are inside the sphere. If we assume it as a sphere, where are they? Towards the other part of the sphere. So what we have to do? We have to extend them back. So one passes through, normal passes through focus, and reflected ray passes through focus. Not really passing, appears that passing through focus when extended. This normal also appears that passing through center of curvature when extended. This is one ray used for location of image. Next. So what is the next ray? A ray, the second ray is a ray which is passing through the center of curvature. That is the second ray. If I take that ray, what happens? Any ray passing through the center of curvature, will be reflected back in the same path. Or retraces its own path, or we can call it as retraces its own path. Here one ray is passing through center of curvature and hitting the mirror. So what happens? It will, in what path it came, in the same path it will be reflected back. So here also, here it is coming and hitting the mirror. Is it passing through center of curvature? No, because center of curvature is here. What we have to assume? We have to assume if it is extended back, or assume if it is drawn towards in the same direction, it passes through center of curvature. So that's why it will be reflected back in the same direction. From here only, it won't come up to here. It touches the mirror and it will be reflected back. Why it is reflecting back? Because it is in the direction of center of curvature. Here, really passing through center of curvature. Here appears that passing through center of curvature. So this ray also will be helpful in finding the location of the image. Which ray? ray passing through the center of curvature. So how it will go? Redirected in its own path, or reflected back in its own path, or retraces back. Retraces back. Okay, this is the second ray. Next, another ray also we can use. A ray when incident obliquely to the principal axis. To the principal axis. A ray which is incident obliquely means not parallel, somewhat slant. Here obliquely means not parallel, not perpendicular, with some slope. That any line drawn with some slope is called as drawn obliquely, or incident obliquely. A ray incident onto the principal axis in obliquely, in a slope manner. So what happens to that ray? That ray will be reflected back with the same angle, or if it is touching the pole, with what angle it is getting incident, because then principal axis, this will act as the normal. For this oblique ray, principal axis will act as the normal. This is the angle of incidence, this is the angle of reflection. With what angle it get incident, with the same angle it will be reflected back. Here also, with what angle it is touching the pole, or touching the principal axis, or touching the mirror, this will be considered as normal angle of incidence. With the same angle it will be reflected back. Okay, like this, these kind of rays are helpful in the finding the location of the image. Any doubt, children? So we are finding the location of the image because of the movement of the object. For that, what we need? Ray diagrams we need. In ray diagrams, what we will draw? We will draw rays. Which kind of rays we will draw? Ray parallel to the principal axis. This is first ray. Ray passing through the center. This is second ray. Ray passing through the center. This second ray. Ray incident onto the principal axis. Or ray touching the pole obliquely. This is the third ray. These three kind of rays will be helpful in finding the location of the image. So next. Now, with the help of these kind of rays, we will find out image formation in concave mirror. Okay. So here, this is the concave mirror. So if we take a concave mirror, how can we say that it is a concave mirror? Because this curved part, this black line is there, it is curved inwards. The spherical mirror is curved inwards. So the curved inward part will act like reflecting surface. So it is a concave mirror. This part with blue color, it is coated with silver nitrate. It acts like a hard surface. Okay, here mirror name is Mn. Mn is the spherical mirror. Next. So here. Now here AB is the object. And this Mn is the mirror. We have an object. We have a mirror. For the mirror, we will have some points. For the mirror, we will have some points located on the spherical mirror. What are they? One is pole. What is pole here? Which divides the mirror into two equal parts. Center of the aperture. Center of the aperture or middle point on the spherical mirror. This is pole P here. So if it is assumed as a sphere, if it is assumed as a sphere, or this mirror is part of a sphere, for that sphere, C is the center of curvature. Here, C is the center of curvature of the sphere. Center of curvature of the sphere, of which mirror is a part. For that sphere, mirror is a part. So here we have the point P, the point C. What is F? Each mirror will have some focus. Focus means where the reflector rays will meet. Where the reflector rays will meet. That is called focus. If you take any mirror, or if you from Amazon or from Flipkart, if you search a concave mirror, if you want to buy a concave mirror, so there they will give the measurements. Concave mirror of 10 centimeter focal length, 20 centimeter focal length, 30 centimeter focal length. So already it's focal length means distance between focus and pole. Focus and pole. This length will be already defined by the structure of the mirror. Okay. So it will have some focus. Like this we have some points. Now I want to find the image. I want to find the image. For that, what I need? At least two rays. At least two rays I need. So how I will draw the rays? Now AB is the object. AB is the object. A is the topmost point and B is the bottommost point. From the head of the object, I will draw a parallel ray. I will draw a parallel ray to the principal axis. I will draw a parallel ray to the principal axis. According to previous slides, what we have learned, any ray drawn parallel to the principal axis passes through the focus. How it will pass, ma? Passes through the focus. So here, this is the parallel ray. So how it will go? Passes through the focus. Passes through the focus. This is the point of incidence. At the point of incidence, if we draw normal, how the normal will move? Normal will move through center of curvature C. This part is angle of incidence. This part is angle of reflection. Both are equal. Both are equal. Okay. So this is the first ray. This is the first reflector ray. First reflector ray. Like that, from the bottom point. From the bottom point, if we draw a ray parallel to the principal axis in downside, what happens? It will touch the mirror. This is the point of incidence. Here also we can draw a normal. Normal passes through center of curvature. Angle of incidence, angle of reflection, both are equal. Reflector ray will passes through the focus. Reflector ray will passes through the focus. Here the first reflector ray, the second reflector ray meeting at focus. So where the image is formed? Image is formed at the point of concurrence of reflector rays. Point of concurrence of reflector rays means where the reflector rays will meet, there the image will formed. There the image will formed. Here, where the reflector rays are meeting, the reflector rays, they are meeting at the focus. This is the first reflector ray. This is the second reflector ray. Two rays we have drawn. Two reflector rays we have got. The two rays, they are meeting at focus. The two rays, they are meeting at focus. The meeting point of reflector rays, it is called as image. It is called as image. But here, object is very big from A to B. Object size is very big. Where is the object? the object is at infinity, means the distances which are more than the given distances. So we call it as infinity, means at more distance comparable to given distances. The object at infinity, it is very big, but when we see the image, it is very small. Very small means what we call diminished. Means you know the meaning of vanish. Vanish means getting disappear. But here diminish, not vanish. It is not disappearing completely. It is there. But very small. So we call it as diminished image. The image formed is diminished. So from this first example, what we have learned, when the object is at infinity, from the object, if we draw two parallel rays parallel to principal axis, the reflected rays will meet at focus, means the image is formed at focus. Okay. Image is formed at focus. So that is first case. In the first case, we have learnt the image formed by the concave mirror when the object is at infinity. So if the object is at infinity, where the image will be formed? Image is formed at focus. How the image is formed? Very small. Can we catch the image? What is the meaning of catching image? Not catching with your hand. If you keep a screen, if you keep a cloth, if you keep a screen, so there, what you will observe? The image will be formed on the screen. You might have observed the magnifying lens for the sunlight. Now sunlight, where is it? Where is sunlight? It is at infinity. With the magnifying lens, what are you doing? You are trying to find the image of the sun. If you keep magnifying lens, it won't come under this category. So it's a lens actually. It's not mirror. Just I am taking the example. If you take magnifying lens, the sun is there. The sun image or the sunlight we can catch on the paper. Like a small dot. What I mean to say is, so whatever dot, we are able to catch the dot on a paper. Here, the image formed at focus, we can catch it with the help of a screen. If you keep a screen there, on the screen, dot will appear. So, as we are able to catch the image, that image in nature is real image. Suppose if you are in plane mirror, if you try to catch the image, what the plane mirror will do? It will try to catch you, because the plane mirror, it will show whatever you do. If you put the hand forward, the image also will keep the hand forward. There you won't catch the image because it is inside the mirror. Image is formed inside the mirror. If you go to cinema hall, on the screen, or your TV screen, or cinema hall or TV screen, or cinema hall with projector, if you see their room will be there, one projector room will be there. From there, they will project the image. Which will be catched on the 70 mm screen. So it's an example of real image. Now this is also an example of real image. Next. So now what we are doing? We are moving the object closer. First it is at infinity. Now we are moving the object closer with comparable distances, but away from C. So what we have to tell is, now hello children, welcome to AIMS India's live class session. So yesterday we have started the topic of spherical mirrors. It's okay. Sorry children, there is some technical problem. So if you observe this second part, so what is happening here? From the infinity, we have moved the object closer to the center of curvature. But where is it? From here, from left side, if we compare, means it is beyond C, not at infinity, but somewhere beyond C, somewhere distance from C. Here is the object. From this object, if I want to find the location of the image, here two rays we have taken parallel. Why? Means the object is at infinity. In that case, we have to take all the rays are parallel. Like that only we have to consider. But when the object is closer to the mirror, then we have to consider two different rays. So we can take one parallel ray. And one ray passing through the center. Like this, two rays we will take. Why we will take two rays? Because to find the image, at least two rays we need. What kind of rays we need? Already we have learned. Either parallel or passing through center or passing obliquely. This kind of rays we have to take. So we have taken two rays. The ray which is parallel to principal axis, after reflection passes through the focus. That is first rule. The second one, the ray passing through the center of curvature, what we have told, will be reflected back in the same path. Or retraces its own path. Like this, two incident rays we have taken, and we got first reflector ray and second reflector ray. This first reflector ray and second reflector ray, they are meeting at this point. A dash. From there to the principal axis, we have to draw a perpendicular line. We have to take it as B dash. So now the AB is the object here. Now this will be the image. A dash and B dash will be the image here. Okay. A dash and B dash will be the image. So how is the image? So the object is like this. The image is like this. So the image is inverted. The image is small. The image size is not that much big. The image is small. Where is the image formed? Or where is the object? The object is beyond the center of curvature. Where is the image? Between C and F. Between center of curvature and between focus. Can we catch the image? because it is forming on the front part of the mirror. We can keep a screen and we can catch the image. So if we are coming closer, the image size is increasing. The image size is increasing. The image is, object is coming closer to the mirror. But what happens to image? Before that it is at focus. Now moving away from focus. Object coming close. Image moving away. Object size is same. Here don't think that object size decreased. No, object size is same. But image size is increasing. Image size is increasing. But what about nature? Nature is same. Inverted image. Though it is a point, we have to think it is inverted only. Inverted image. Somewhat diminished image. Real image. Real image. Okay. This is second condition. Now third condition. Still we have to move the object closer to the mirror. Third condition. Closer to the mirror. Up to where? Now we have to keep the object at center of curvature. This is AB. I have placed the object at exactly at the center of curvature. Exactly at the center of curvature. Okay. So now what rays we have to take? We are taking two rays. Now we cannot draw a ray through center of curvature. Through center of curvature. Why means it is at center of curvature. So what type of rays we are taking here? One is parallel to principal axis. Other one is passing through focus. Like this, two rays I have to draw to find the image. Which rays I am drawing? One ray parallel to principal axis, another ray passing through focus. What happens to them? The ray parallel to principal axis passes through the focus when after reflection. The ray passing through focus means reverse to first condition. The ray passing through focus after reflection will be parallel to the principal axis. If it passes through principal axis after reflection, passes through focus. If it passes through focus after reflection, parallel to principal axis. Both are reverse. Both are reverse. So this is the first reflection ray. This is the second reflection ray. Where are they meeting? This is their meeting point. This is their meeting point because both the rays I have drawn from point A. Both the rays I have drawn from point A. So I have to take this point as A dash. I have to take this point as A dash. For B also, I can draw. From B also, I can draw a line. I can draw a ray parallel to passing through center of curvature, passing through focus. What happens to it? It will be reflected back. It will be reflected back in the same direction. Why means? It is passing through center, one condition. It is parallel to principal axis, other condition. So both the rays will meet here only. This point will be B dash. So that's why instead of drawing rays for B dash, because it is on principal axis, we can draw a perpendicular line from A dash to principal axis. This is considered as B dash. Now A dash, B dash will be the image. AB is the object. A dash, B dash will be the image. How are they? Both are same. Object is at center of curvature. Image also is at center of curvature. Both of them are having the similar size. Similar size. But image is inverted. Image is inverted. Okay. We can catch the image. So object came close. Image is moving away. This is third case. Fourth case. Fourth case. Still from C. From C, if it is moving towards the mirror, towards the focus, when it is between C and F, when it is between C and F, this is AB, object. One ray parallel to principal axis passes through focus after reflection. Another ray like this, passing through center of curvature. Actually, from here, if we draw a line, it cannot pass through center of curvature. But we have to assume it is from the C. If we observe, means it is in the direction of C. We have to assume it is passing through C like that. Passing through center of curvature will be reflected back in the same path. Will be reflected back in the same path. So this is the meeting point. This is A dash, and this is perpendicular line to the principal axis. If we draw, this is B dash. Now A dash, B dash is the image. AB is the object. So what is happening to image? Object coming close. Image is moving away. Image is becoming bigger. Image is becoming bigger. This is fourth condition. This is fourth condition. Means when the object is between C and F, image is formed beyond C. Beyond C. In third condition, when the object is at C, image is formed at C. So next. Next. Now, image is at, object is at F. Object is at F. Object is at F. Exactly at focus. Exactly at focus. So one ray parallel to principal axis after reflection passes through focus. Another ray assumed to passing through C, because this side we don't have C, assumed to be drawn in the direction of C, reflects back in the same direction. What happens to these rays? They will never meet. They will never meet at all. They will move like that only. You can extend them as long as you want. They will never intersect. So where the image will be formed? Somewhere else at infinity, at a greater distance, not comparable to these distances. It will be formed at infinity. So when the object is at infinity, focus, image is formed at infinity. Image is formed at infinity. Next. When the object still closer, between focus and pole, between focus and pole, this is the object. This is the object. This is the object. Here the rays are parallel. They will never meet. But here, if it is between focus and pole, first ray touching obliquely, touching the mirror obliquely, with same angle of incidence, with same angle of reflection, will be reflected back. That is one. Appears to be passing through center of curvature. Appears to be passing through center of curvature. Will be reflected back in the same direction, passing through the center. But how are these two rays? These two rays are diverging. They are not parallel. They are diverging. If you extend this side or if you extend this side, they will diverge. They will never meet on this part. They will never meet on left side, towards left portion. But as they are diverging, if you assume that they are extended into the mirror, they are extended forward. If they are extended forward, they will meet at one point inside the mirror. It is assumption. It is assumption. As they are not meeting on the left portion, if we extend them on the right portion, there is a chance that they will meet at some point inside the mirror. Some point inside the mirror. So that is called as A dash. If you draw a perpendicular line, this is known as B dash. So this AB dash is the image. A dash, B dash is the image which is formed inside the mirror. Which is formed inside the mirror. Okay. But this image, as it formed inside the mirror, we cannot catch it. It's a virtual image. In 5 conditions, we got real images. But in last condition, when the object is between focus and pole, we have virtual image formed inside the mirror. Up to now, how are the images? All the images are inverted. But here the image is upright. Here the image is upright, straight. Upright means straight. Okay. The image is somewhat bigger. The image is somewhat bigger. So this is the last case. So in this way, we have 6 cases. In 6 ways, the concave mirror will form images. Okay, children? The time is completed, I think. Let's continue the same topic in next video. As you are from 10th class, or all the topics are difficult, it will take time for the topics. So please keep patience, children. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel, press the bell icon for latest updates. Thank you.